There are times I don't know how to approach a subject, and typically in those situations I just kind of move on and make a video about something else. But today we're going to tackle one of these topics head on, and if you didn't read the title, that topic today is Neo Yokio. Neo Yokio is the latest Netflix original series starring Jaden Smith, Jude Law, Susan Sarandon, Jason Schwartzman, and other people that are there, I guess, whatever. Neo Yokio is an interesting show. It was originally made for FXX's Animation Domination block. It was made by Studio Dean and Production IG? Okay, sure. Those original plans for Animation Domination fell through, and then Netflix decided, you know what? We're just gonna put this on our service, and they bought the rights to it, slapped it on Netflix. It's about a young, wealthy New York gentleman named Kaz Khan, voiced by Jaden Smith. He's a magistocrat, an aristocrat with magical powers and pink hair that fights off the demons that attack Neo Yokio. His family has defended Neo Yokio for generations against the demon threat. So Kaz must continue slaying demons while also maintaining his rank as one of the most eligible bachelors in all of Neo Yokio. Kaz has everything: money, friends, a mecha butler, all the things you could ever ask for. But even with all this, he is sad, heartbroken. His former girlfriend, Kathy, has moved away, leaving him distraught. He's listless, not sure what to do with his life. Then he just kinda does things. Every day is another adventure as he fights demons, plays field hockey, goes to fancy parties with giant Toblerones. Ugh. Alright, so this is an odd show, and it's not good, yet I'm pretty sure I liked it, though I'm still trying to figure out whether I was laughing with it or at it. It's supposed to be satirical and ridiculous, with a lot of referencing of popular anime tropes and jokes of the absurdity of the super rich and spoiled. This is all brought together by the main character, Kaz Khan, played by the interesting Jaden Smith. Let's start with something nice, easy, and objective: the animation. It's very cheap looking and it feels very generic. Probably a little on purpose, as the show is meant to feel like a generic anime, but it feels very smooth looking, reminding me of a lot of early 2000s anime. It is passable, with some of the few action moments having pretty decent animation. For the most part, though, it just feels generic, bland, and cheap. The most surprising part of this is, as I mentioned earlier, the series was animated and produced by Studio Dean and Production IG, two companies that have a lot of anime experience. Studio Dean you may know from anime like Catalia, Axis Powers, or the original Fate Stay Night, while Production IG worked on anime like Psycho-Pass, Eden of the East, and a whole lot of Ghost in the Shell animes. These are solid studios, and I have to believe it's budgetary reasons for this, because they are both more than capable of doing much more. But even beyond that, the color and vibe of this show just does not feel right. The color is very drab and unexciting in a way that I just can't put my finger on. It's kind of like an uncanny valley effect, a style that I think is in there somewhere, but it's just not clear. Visually, it's just not a very appealing show. The voice acting is a big topic. It ranges from good with experienced talent like Jude Law or Susan Sarandon, but then there are side characters like Helena St. Tessero, whose voice actor, Tavi Givenson, is an actual fashion blogger, similar to the character she plays. Her voice work lacks a lot of depth, with her inflections feeling very flat. Now, she is far from the only one. Kathy, played by Alexa Chung, is also very clearly not a voice actress, and performance just really doesn't fit the character she plays in the slightest. Frequently, characters just have shaky line readings and unclear emotion, which again is not helped by the animation that fails to show any true emotion. Hell, Steve Buscemi is in this, and his readings just do not feel right, and he's a talented voice actor. But no one exemplifies the voice acting better than our leading man, Jaden Smith. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Jaden. I never saw the legendarily bad After Earth, and I don't really follow his bizarre tweets or his persona, but from the little I do know, his personality, or at least his perceived personality, is that of a spoiled, rich, mopey, and extravagant figure. These are all represented in his character, with them being subject to jokes and ridicule. Jokes that the show is clearly in on, but plays straight. It could be compared to a lot more subdued version of Metalocalypse, where every character is vain, wealthy, idiotic, and obsessed with material possessions. Both shows frame this as bad, but Metalocalypse clearly surpasses Neo Yokio in one aspect of this, and that is the extremes they take their characters to. Where this show falters, though, is it just doesn't feel risky enough. The generic anime plot that lampoons generic anime plots is funny, but the jokes themselves are not the most original or complex things I've ever seen. It feels like the safest Adult Swim show I've ever seen, while also failing to be surprising or clever or interesting in any real way, shape, or form. The writer of Neo Yokio is Ezra Koenig of the band Vampire Weekend. He's known for writing for such shows as Nothing, This is his first writing job, and you know what? It kind of shows. A lot of the characters feel very flat and one note. There isn't a lot of character development or change that happens with nearly anybody in this series. The only character that has any real change is the previously mentioned Helena, and her change is in episode 2, and it happens off screen. It's not really built up or anything, it just kind of happens. And you're just supposed to deal with it. Okay? Hey, now, I'm not asking for a grand character arc, but I am asking for something, because what they give me is nothing. I should at least feel like Kaz would have had any significant change, but by the end he's gone from vain rich kid who is sick of the system he lives in to vain rich kid who is slightly more sick of the system he lives in than he previously was. Seems like that was semi-intentional, but intention or not, it's dull. With the humor, there is also just not a lot of depth in their jokes. Most of them are quick and kind of just wash over you. Unmemorable and unremarkable. What is really unfortunate is when some of these jokes come off as very, look at this wacky thing we're doing, a giant Toblerone! What? After all this, you're probably asking what exactly I did enjoy, and I'm not entirely sure myself. But I have to think that something about this train wreck of a show just hit me in the right spot. Partly because it is self-aware, it knows it's being typical and feeding off of anime plots, and even though their observations don't bring anything new, there is a certain charm to how they pull it off. As much as I ragged on the voice cast, Jaden Smith's delivery, while not good, does work within the show to sell its weird humor. It's comically bad. It's like watching Tommy Wiseau attempt to act. It's this morbid curiosity and fascination with something that is so clearly bad, but somehow completely works in the context of the show. So in summing up this entire thing, I will say that Neo Yokio, for the average viewer, is awful. On a technical level, it is visually unappealing and bland. The acting is dreadful, and the writing just leaves too much to be desired. But for those of you who enjoy watching good old-fashioned bad movies, Neo Yokio is something that you should definitely watch a few episodes of. Not the entire thing, it's only 6 episodes, but you know, maybe 3. This series isn't gonna offer you anything groundbreaking, and it's not The Room levels of bad, but it is a so bad it's kinda good type of show. A show that is perfect for getting a few friends over, watching a few episodes, and just having a good time together. As for my question of was I laughing with it or at it, I guess it was both, and in a way I guess that's kind of impressive. Or not, I don't know, it really doesn't matter. Thank you very much for watching this video. Goodbye.